I wanted to. I wasn't so sure what to talk about, but a thought came to my mind while I was walking in the bus and talking on the phone to our producer. It came to me a thought through the producer to talk about something that I just heard a little bit about, and he also didn't hear too much about it. And there's something going on now in the Medina, in Medina, Israel, where we live, that they want to build a bridge in Tel Aviv, and in order to build the bridge, if they would work on it, they would have to close up some main highways, and it would cause a lot of, it would be very hard for a lot of people that need those highways. And they had an idea that they'll do it on Shabas when there isn't that much traffic, and that's when they'll work on building this bridge. Now, the from members of Knesset made a big uproar. In fact, I just now pulled out of my mailbox one of the rags, what I call rags, these papers they put in the mailboxes for free. So it says over here, where does it say? It's in a different rag, maybe not this one. Yeah, that this one said it's terrible, and that one said it's a list of the names of them from members of Knesset, from Agudas Yisrael, and from Degal Torah, what each one said. This one said why it's terrible. That one said why it's terrible. And the other one said why it's terrible. I mean, everybody understands it's terrible. You don't need them. I mean, what are they different than me? I also can say it's terrible. Well, I mean, what makes them on the Omrim to say that it's terrible more than me or more than anybody? But okay, they're public figures. Okay, so they say. Now, my question is like this. I'm asking, I'm not trying to criticize the Knesset members. They work hard to fight from the community. We have to have a Korsha Tov for them. It could be that without them, they would long ago drafted all the B'nai Torah and a lot of other things. And we definitely have to have a Korsha Tov to them. And my question is like this. There's always a problem that in life in general, that we forget where we started from. We forget where we came from. We forget what was the source of everything. What's the thing here? We're living in Eretz Israel, and there's such a thing called Medina Israel. Medina Israel means a government that has laws and has institutions. Mosdot HaMemshala, maybe you call it. And they say different things, make different rules, do things. And of course, now that it's here, now this Medina has been here for 70 years. We definitely benefit a lot from this Medina. They do things. They do things. They have a Geshorim Banin, have a Shvokim Banin. The Gemara says that the Goyim are going to say this time, and look what we did for the Jewish people. We built roads, we built marketplaces. They definitely did a lot, which we benefit from. Now, but what's the idea behind this government? Why was this government made? Why was this state made? What was the purpose of the founders of this state of Israel? Purpose was that we should be, that it's up. I don't think anybody argues on that. The founders were Ben Gurion and his group were the founders of the state. and maybe before him there was Nurdo, there was Pinsker, there was Smolenskin, and maybe they were his generation. They were the what do you call those that the ideologist of Zionism. And way before them, a generation before them, there was Gretz. And their whole idea was, why can't we be like all the Goyim? Let us be like the Goyim. Let us have a state. What will make us be like all the Goyim? If we'll have a state, we'll have a territory, and we'll set up our government over there. And the government will have laws. They'll do things and they'll build and they'll make. So we will be so-called normal, and will be like all the Goyim Beis Yisrael. In order to make this happen, they rewrote history. Gretz started his history books from Yoshua ben Nun. He left out Moshe Rabbeinu. He left out Matan Torah. He started from the conquering of the land, because that was by him Judaism. A nation conquers. That was what they did in those days. The whole purpose of this state is let's be Goyim. Now, what does it mean, a state? A state has two things. There's a parliament where they make laws, and there's the high court where they paskin according to these laws. Both of these are rebellions against Hashem. I'm going to a little bit be marich in this. I'm going to discuss this, and then we'll get back to the subject that we started with. There's a Knesset, and there's a Beit Mishpat Elyon. And that's what it means, a state. And then there's a third thing, is the government. The government has to be based on these two institutions. Now, the Beit Mishpat Elyon, their purpose is mamish to say to Lakel Surmim, and get out of here, Hashem. We don't want you. We don't need you. We're not goris you. You want certain things, you Hashem. We want the opposite of what you say. On top of the Beit Mishpat Elyon, there are pointing arrows that point to heaven, triangles like pyramids with points on top that point towards heaven. And that, I don't know why they made it there, but it could be that it's a symbol that our whole purpose is war against Hashem. The Knesset is not as bad as that. The Knesset is a place that says, let's make laws. Let's organize our lives with our own way. We don't need Hashem to organize our lives for us. Hashem says, you want to live a good life in Olam Hazeh and in Olam Haba. So you should know, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. Remember, I'm Hashem. Remember, don't worship idols, don't worship anything else. Keep Shabas. Live a life like a Yid. Which is a very, very, very hard avodah. And do that for Hashem's sake. And other things, Limudat Torah, Tefillah, Tefillin, Tzitzis, Tzedakah. That's called living a good life, says the Torah. Comes along this new, Kibiyachol new Judaism, new nation, and says, we'll arrange our lives according to the way we understand. The Torah is in the past. We're gonna organize our lives the way we want. And I would say that that's Bechinas Dor HaMabul and Dor HaFloga. The Knesset, that's the Dor HaFloga. Dor HaFloga was Nivno Anu Ir Migdal V'Rosho B'Shomayim. And if you look in the Sefer Shurei Das from Rabbi Yosef Leib Bloch, I forgot which volume it is. I think it's the second. So he talks over there. What was the chet of the Dor HaFloga? Hava Nivna Lon V'Naseh Lanu Shem. We're going to organize our lives by ourselves. We don't need Hashem. Rashi says we're going to build a mikdal to support the heaven, that the heaven shouldn't fall in. Achas le'elef v'tov reish nun vov shonim harakia mismotet, and that's what made the Mabul. And we're going to put smuchos, we're going to build pillars to hold up the heaven. Of course, it's much deeper than that. They weren't so primitive the way it sounds. We're going to organize our lives according to the way we understand it. And then we'll say to Hashem, we don't need you. V'naseh lanu shem. Hashem said to them, you think you can organize your lives? You think you're going to live together? You're going to be a strong group together? And by that togetherness, that achdus that you made, you're going to be able to exist and to have the best way of life possible according to the way you arranged it. Vayofetz Hashem osam misham al pnei kol haaretz, and the whole plan fell apart. That's the Knesset, the Dor HaFloga of modern times. We're going to make laws, we're going to organize things the way we understand, and we're going to, and the emes is to use the word understand, is giving them a lot, because it doesn't go to what you understand. It goes according to what each party, what's kedai for it, cheshbonus of politics, how you're going to find favor in the eyes of your constituents, and how you're going to find favor in the eyes of your other members of the same party, and what's good for you and what's good for you, and it's all thinking about themselves. Al Kaplan, the Knesset, that's Dor HaFloga. The Beit Mishpat Elyon, that's Dor HaMabul. Pasuk says in Eov that the Dor HaMabul said, Vayomer Lokel Sur Mimenu, V'das Drachecha Lo Chofbatznu, Mashakai Ki Navdenu, Umanor Ki Nivka, but we don't need Hashem. These are smart people sitting up there, and they understand how man should live his life, how Hefteris should be mutter, democracy, how you should strengthen the concept that's called democracy. Whoever said there is such a concept, whoever said there is such a thing, no. That's bullshit by them. Rabbi Kaplan.
Rabbi Kaplan.
What?
You're saying now the Badots says democracy?
The Bagat.
Bagots, right. I think that's a big mistake.
What?
The Bagots is against democracy. Democracy is the Knesset. And they say, we're the rulers. We don't care about what the people say. I think you're getting things a little...
Yeah, but no, I don't mean that democracy means the idea, the abstract idea of democracy, of like freedom, like, how's it called? The chok of kvod ha'adam v'cheruto they have.
Okay, Rabbi Kaplan, we're taking a break now. Thank you.